Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, and thank you for joining me. It is Thursday, July 25th, 2019. It is I wish it were a cocktail Friday, Thursday. Let me tell you a little bit about my podcast partner. This has been going on for quite some time now. You know my girl Tucker. She's the best. Well, she's, getting a little up there in age. She's getting a little crotchety. She's getting some weird habits. A lot of times she sits back in the bedroom on the floor while I'm out here doing my pre-show work, watching the news and going through things and making sure everything's just so. But most of the time, she does wander on out at some point and sit with me either on the couch or lays by my feet on the floor. The funny part is, whenever I move to the kitchen table, which is where my studio is, she always follows me. I just got up from the couch, moved over to the kitchen table, and she is right below my feet under the table. Oh, no, she's not. Now she's going into the kitchen. I guess she's going to eat because she loves to eat and distract her mama when she's doing her podcast. She's smelling it. Yep, there she goes. There she goes. She's going to eat. Okay. So, but I just always think it's funny. She's like my little podcast partner. She comes and hangs out with me and makes sure that she's by my side all the time. And this is why I love her to death. She's the best and the cutest. So, some of the news I wanted to talk about today. Are you a fast walker? I'm an extremely fast walker. In fact, there's times that Joe will cut me off to get to a door before I get there so he can open it for me. He's like, I can't ever get there in time. He started walking pretty fast himself now. I guess he's trying to keep up with me because there's times when we're walking down a sidewalk and I'm like, whoa, what's the rush? Slow down a little bit. You would think he would be a much faster walker than me just for the fact that he's 6'4" and has much longer legs. But they say that people who are fast walkers have a longer lifespan than those slow walkers. They did a study of 24,000 people, so it was a pretty big sample. And they found that people that walk slow die an average of 10 years earlier than fast walkers. That is a lot of years. I'm sure it's not just based on how fast you walk or how slow you walk, but maybe that's an indication of how you are in other areas of your life, be it exercise, eating right, that kind of thing. I'm not really sure. But that's a pretty significant difference, if you ask me. They say the takeaway of this study is if you are a slow walker, I don't know why I can't say that today, that to try and increase your pace. It's not a terrible thing to work on, right? Could be worse. Not so bad. I have some tech news for you today as well. Samsung is coming out with a foldable phone. We've been hearing about this for a while. I know that the iPhone had done some sort of trademark on something similar to this, but I guess Samsung has won the race. They are bringing the first foldable phone to the market, despite the fact that they admit there are still some issues with it. It's, it folds in half. It's got a little hinge, and then when you open it, it's a full screen. So it's much larger screen than you're used to because, take the size of your phone, double it, because when you open it, it's doubled. And, so you're going to get a lot more viewing on these phones. They're saying that they're having issues with the phone breaking. I guess it's breaking in half. But regardless of that, I guess they don't care because they're putting it out out to the market. I'm not sure when it's going to be available, but here is the price tag, which I think is kind of outrageous just in the fact that it's this much money. But the fact that it's already got problems, still has problems, and they're putting it out anyway, I think is ridiculous. So if anybody buys this phone and has immediate issues, it's on you, in my opinion. So get this. Get this. The phone will retail $1,900. That's $1,900 for a phone. Remember when you used to get them for free? Now, I get it. The phones do a lot more than they used to when you used to get the free ones. But even when the smartphones came out, they were selling them to you for like $200. They were discounted because you got them through your carrier. You had to sign a contract for 2 years. I don't have a problem with that. Then they decided, we don't have to do that anymore. You know why? Because people pay full price for them. And this is back in the day when they were still only about $650. Yeah. Now, the phones that Joe and I have right now, we have the iPhone XR. And the only reason we have this somewhat latest model is because they had a special. We bought them on Black Friday. They were running a special. We had attempted to get like iPhone 7s, and they were more expensive than the XR. I think the XR retails for at least $1,000. So we got a deal where we're leasing them. Nothing infuriates me more than having to lease something that's going to be out of date by the time I get done paying the lease. And then when the lease is up, see, and this is what we haven't figured out what we're going to do yet, because when the lease is up, we either have to turn the phone back in and go with another phone, and that won't be a special. That won't be a deal. You know, because we've always owned our phones before. This is the first time we've, kind of been forced to do a lease deal. Or we can pay for the rest of the phone, which I don't know how much it's going to be at that point, which is probably the option we will take, but it will be a couple $100 each at the very least, I'm sure. Do you know why the prices of these phones and certain items continue to go up? Because people keep paying them. They keep paying for them. $1,900 for a phone. That's absurd. Absurd. $1,900. People, stop waiting in line for the unveiling of the new iPhones. Stop paying these exorbitant prices, because that's why the prices keep going up. I don't know. I don't have that kind of disposable income. I don't know what these people do for a living. But I have such issues paying the amount of money that I'm paying right now for my phone. There is no way in heck I would be paying $1,900 for a phone. Again, that's going to be obsolete in 2 years, because that's how fast technology changes now. I don't even want to spend more than a couple $100 on a laptop. And I'm using my laptop for just about everything. I tell you, I got a tiny little laptop here. It's a Lenovo. It's got a decent memory, because the one I had bought before this had such little memory in it that it filled up immediately and I couldn't really use it. So I went ahead and sprung for the more memory. It was only about $250. I love this computer. It's awesome. It's done everything for me. I use it constantly now with the podcasting. That's what I use to record my podcast on. I can edit it there. I write all my blogs on my laptop. I'm using my laptop more than ever, but I still wouldn't pay $1,900. I wouldn't even pay $1,000 for a laptop, because you know what? It's insane. It's absurd. There's just no reason for it. Ugh, people, stop paying for these phones. Get out of the line. Walk away right now. Do it. Do it. All right. I'm going to get off my soapbox until I get on to my blog post, which is about parents today. So there will be some mom bashing, and I will be getting back up on my soapbox. But for now, I would like to get to my topic, which was inspired by some ads I've been seeing on Facebook. The first ad I saw is Kit Kat Pumpkin is back. I don't remember Kit Kat Pumpkin last year. I don't ever recall seeing Kit Kat in a pumpkin flavor. I also saw that Reese's is putting out pumpkins this year with Reese's Pieces inside. Now, they started doing this with the peanut butter cups a couple of years ago, and Joe and I fell in love with them. I think that the peanut butter cups with the Reese's Pieces are so awesome, and the king size cup is the best. So I think these pumpkins are going to be really good. Because the thing with Reese's, when it comes to me, I don't like the really big ones. Like, I don't like the trees at Christmas time or the pumpkins, or it's too much peanut butter. It's like just too much. Like, I need a little more chocolate and a little more evenness. But the Reese's Pieces kind of just changes the whole thing. I had been discussing this with a friend of mine when they first came out with the Reese's Cups with the Reese's Pieces. And I was saying how much I liked it. And she was like, oh, no. Oh, no. The last thing I need is candy in my candy. Nobody needs candy in their candy. I'm like, no, you really do need candy in your candy because this is delicious. I have seen some people kind of bash it, saying it's disgusting. We love it. So I'm a little excited about the Reese's Pumpkin with the Pieces. It's something we don't ever go out and purchase. This is usually a spur-of-the-moment purchase when we're standing in line at Wawa, and it's there, and we happen to see it, and we're like, oh, let's just grab one of these. So that's usually how that works out, which is, okay. It's a nice little treat once in a while. We haven't had them in a long time. Now I'm jonesing for one. Now I want a Reese's Pieces, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup with Reese's Pieces. So yummy. So it is July 25th, 6 months from Christmas. Christmas in July, people. Christmas in July. So since we're still in July, not even in August yet, I had put up as our topic for today, we already see ads for pumpkin-flavored items. Are you ready, or is it too soon? Some of your responses. Nicole says, I am ready. I have seen fall and pumpkin scents in stores already. Bath & Body Works has an entire display of fall scents. It is amazing. I like the fall scents for Bath & Body for the soaps and stuff. I have actually a little stockpile of them, and I just replaced my soap this morning. But no, I'm not bringing out the pumpkin scented stuff just yet. Michelle says it's too soon. Wilbur says it should never happen because nothing tastes like pumpkin except pumpkin. I have to admit, I do like the pumpkin-flavored coffee when Wawa comes out with their pumpkin-flavored coffee. I do usually partake in that, especially now that I use that vanilla creamer. Really good. Really good. And I love a good pumpkin muffin or pumpkin bread. My sister used to make this pumpkin bread every Christmas and send it to me. She hasn't in quite some time. Just saying. It's been a while. There's the big debate at my sister's house. Do we put raisins in it or chocolate chips? Apparently my niece, Samantha, likes it with raisins. And I tell her she's a fool. A fool! You never pick raisins over chocolate chips. Chocolate chips are the best. Right? Betsy says it's too early and I hate pumpkin. Aw, it's a shame because you can't get away from it. Beverly says too soon. Lynn says I was shopping over the July 4th holiday and they had Halloween decorations out then. It is far too early. I don't even pay attention to the stores anymore because we all know that they're putting them out way too early. By the time September rolls around, some of the big box stores like BJ's and Costco, they'll have their trees out. They'll be trying to sell their trees. It's just insane. Karen says it's too soon. Lorraine says it's way too soon. Marcy gave me a bunch of eye rolls, so I'm assuming that's too soon. Charlene says too soon. It makes me nauseous. And Jim also, way too soon. So we are not ready, except for Nicole, for the pumpkin invasion. I had discovered I believe it was called white chocolate pumpkin. No, I think it was white pumpkin hot chocolate at Wawa one year. But it was like November or December by the time I figured it out that they had it. And I said to the woman who was making it, I said, I'm so bummed. I just discovered this now because it's going to be discontinued soon. She goes, oh, it'll be back by August. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, even they're like, yeah, we'll have it back before you're ready for it. Don't you worry about it. So if you've never tried that, and again, I'm not trying to promote Wawa because I'm still a little miffed at them for partnering with the Baltimore Ravens rather than our Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. I know it was 2 Super Bowls ago.